you think you should be.
What's up, guys? ZLC here with my very first Q&A video. Now, there's no limit to what can be asked. Now, all of these questions that were asked are from my Facebook page. I actually made a little status on my Facebook page asking for questions, no limit, no anything. And that's also where I post most of my updates as in regards to what I'm going to do in the channel and stuff like that. So be sure to like the page for any updates within my life. And it might be featured in my next Q&A video whenever I get the chance to do one. So without any further ado, let's begin. Actually, before we get into it, the names here are kind of odd, so if I mispronounce your name, I am sorry. And the thing is, if I don't mention your name by verbatim, or by verbal, your comment's still gonna be on the video because most of the questions were sort of the same thing and I sort of clumped them together, right? So let's begin. First question is from Eastern Sheep. Sorry, he or she asks, "My question is simple. When can you humble yourself?" We're off to a good start. God, I wish my demographic spoke proper English. Okay. Gustavo Souza asks, "Can Theta Emerald EX be randomized?" You can, but you have to do it manually. Is it possible to use a randomizer to randomize this game? Yes, but will it is recommended? Not really. I mean, you could, but it will only randomize the first three generations of Pokemon. The other three from Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos, well, they're stuck in kind of limbo, so it could work, but just not as well as you think it would. But manually randomize it is possible. I actually might do a manually randomized Theta Emerald EX ROM. That would be very interesting, to be honest. Next question is from Marcin. Oh geez, Growlisk. I'm hoping I said it right. Has Theta Emerald EX helped you get laid? Ooh. You know what? I actually was with someone during the development of the game. I remember when she brought me over to her house while our parents were away for the week. And let's just say, while I was over there, she was in quote-unquote heat, if you know what I'm saying. Glenn Francisco asks, "Here's a question that's always been on my mind every day. This should be good. Is it possible that third hidden abilities can be had in game? And also, will the egg moves work when you breed in future updates? P.S. If egg moves is hard, can you please add it to learn stats, level up, or just on Move Learner? Thank you, LC." Well, thank you for the question, Glenn. And the truth is, yes, hidden abilities can be possible in Emerald. Just not yet. In Pokemon Fire Red, it is possible, and there's even a tutorial about it. Maybe I'll post a link of it in the tutorial, though. The thing is that it's crazy long and crazy complicated because the game still runs off 2 abilities. If you throw in a third one, you're gonna have to change anything for the wild Pokemon encounters and breeding and all that fun stuff. Trainers too. But the thing is that it's kind of like math in my opinion. It's not hard, but long and tedious. And once you get it, it feels great. So, and not now, but it may come in the near future. Because honestly, that'd be really cool if I added in some hidden abilities. And truth is, it's not going to be hidden. They're just going to be an extra ability where no matter what Pokemon, where you find it, you'll find them with that ability. Like, let's say you find an Abra. You'll have a chance to have it, Synchronized, Trace, or Magic Guard. Which would be really cool because I love Alakazam Magic Guard holding a life orb. That's like my favorite Pokemon to use. And egg moves. It's kind of odd to add because I don't know what moves are important to add. Like Larvitar, Tyranitar, I knew because because Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon to use competitively, and it's my favorite Pokemon of all time. It can learn Dragon Dance through Egg Move, and during level up, I gave it Dragon Dance, so that kind of helps. But I don't know what else is good, to be honest, because whenever I think of like competitive movesets, I always think of like Protect and other moves and stuff like that, but I might just add them to the learn sets because there's a limit to egg moves. Maybe if someone could give me like an idea as to what moves are competitively viable, and then I'll probably add them to the next update through, level up. Mega Cruzio asks 3 questions. Man, you are a suck up. I'm kidding, I love you. Are there any chances to change the Emerald icons into DS-style icons, 3DS-style icons, since the sprites of the Pokemon in the hack are updated? What he means by that is, you know when you go into the Pokemon menu and you see little icons, like they go like little, tiny little like little chibi icons? Those are really cute. And I thought about it, but I don't know if anyone has made the updated icons yet for the generations 1 through 5 yet. I know Gen 6 done, because you already see that in Theta Emerald. The thing is that it's easy to add, no problem. But the thing is that in Generation 6 and up, the icons don't move. And I don't know why. It would kind of bother me if they were just like standing there still, like they were like frozen in time and like a ceaseless, like never-ending agony. So I'm gonna wait on that until someone actually does that. If someone did though, then let me know and I'll definitely add it. Because truth be told, is icons are so easy to add because they're not like sprites. They're literally like you put it in, save, gone, no problem. Question 2, can you change the normal Beldum we get at Steven's house into Shiny Beldum? Because I like Shiny Metagross when it can Mega Evolve in battle. You know, I honestly like that question because truth be told is, the thing is my favorite Shiny, that Pokemon that I have and I caught in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, X in my Y version, and in Moon version because everyone saw on my Facebook page. I wanted to add it, but here's the thing, I tried using an old script that worked perfectly in the old alpha of Theta Emerald EX, the one that I released in the summer of last year. But the weird thing is that it doesn't work as intended. But the thing is that I played this game multiple times for beta testing, to play for fun, for other things like that. And out of all those playtests, I have not seen one shiny, which is the weirdest thing ever. So, you know what? Maybe it's not my hack. I think it might be just the engine I'm using. I'll look into it and just see what the guy says. And last question is not a question. Your Theta Emerald EX is awesome and great hack up all Gen 3 hack. Keep it up, DLC. Well, thank you. I'm very flattered, but truthful totals out of every single Gen 3 hack, my game does not come close because it's just a sideshow hack. It ain't compared to like stuff like Shiny Gold, Light Platinum, stuff like that. Well, good hacks or like Pokemon Sweet. Next question, Mateen Han asks, 3 more questions. Man, these people are getting greedy. I'm kidding. Does your hack have different Furfrou forms? I honestly didn't add them because it just changes the sprite. It doesn't change really stats. The thing is, when I add it, you're probably thinking like, oh, what about Cosmic Pikachu? Cosmic Pikachu kind of reminds me of Rotom. When you change its form, it'll learn a new move. So that kind of counts as like a completely different form. And besides, just the static change is no real big deal. How to change Kyuram's form. In Theta Emerald, Kyuram's form can't yet. It's not ready yet. The thing is that people gotta understand that in Theta Emerald EX, there are forms. They're in the game perfectly. They have stats, they got a moveset, all that stuff. They're just, we haven't worked on the, how do I put this? The code for it to actually work. Because you gotta figure it out. Kyurem, in order to change this form, you need a Reshiram or Zekrom. And then you gotta use that item to put it on the Kyurem, and then take one Pokemon and take it away. And then use it again to get that Pokemon back. So I feel like that's gonna be very complicated and it's not gonna be out for a little while, which is fine, because you know what? It's patience, and then once you use that patience, you'll go a long way, I guess. I don't know. I was trying to be like, I don't know, mystical and shit, but it didn't work out. Other than Theta Emerald EX, are you going to make another hack? Truth is, this is my last hack because I want to move on to bigger, better things, and I want to move on to other things than just hacking for the rest of my life, to be honest. Gerald Punzal asks, how are you, by the way? And nice hacking, you look great. I know, I look faboo, don't I? And I feel alright just chugging along with my college semester while trying to figure out what I want to do with my career, because right now I'm in a science major. I'm going to get my degree soon, but I'm thinking about either going right into a career or trying to go further in my career and get probably I don't even know, like a higher degree, I guess. I'm still thinking about it, but you know, I'm kind of sick of school right now. Zeb Bravo asks, where do you live and will you go to Portugal one day? I actually live up north of the United States, northeast, and Portugal. I don't know. I always thought about traveling in general, and Portugal would be an interesting place to go to. But I really want to travel to Venice, Italy before it goes underwater because of global warming and stuff like that. Yuri Dirocha Silva asks, how about you make a Theta Emerald EX resource, similar to Pokemon Emerald 650 resource. This can help various hacks. I'm sorry, I'm going to say no because of a saying that I heard a long time ago. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for the rest of his life. What does that mean? Give someone a resource, it'll fill him up for a little while, but teach him how to create a resource and use it for his own hack. That would benefit him for the rest of his life. I feel that hacking is not that difficult to learn. So, I mean, when I first started, I did not know anything about ASM, because I don't think at that time when I first started, I'm like, geez, 2008, 9, probably back then. ASM, I don't think it was a thing. I think it was like, maybe it was starting to get started, but it was so crazy. But then as time went on, I just kind of just screw it. I looked into it, and learning ASM is actually not that difficult. It's just figuring out how to, use it and understand how it's going to be done. And truth is, there's a decent amount of tutorials and other resources to use. So instead of asking someone to make a whole giant patch for you, it's better learning how to do it yourself, because you make a patch, you could corrupt something, really screw things over, and it's not going to be fun. Now, I also love how I wrote a status for people to ask questions, and then someone kind of interpreted somehow in another language, like I was speaking Japanese, and decided to put pictures up instead. There's a special kind of stupid for these people, I swear. Oh boy. This question was lumped up a few times. Jason Score Obidentes asks, for Theta Emerald EX, can you increase the boxes in PC storage system and add the 7th generation and expand the maps, like adding more regions besides Hoenn? I really hope you can do that because I love your hack. I can't help thinking that the 7th generation is on Emerald. Thanks. The thing is that I always, whenever someone asks that, I tend to freak out a little bit. But the thing is that I actually don't freak out. I'm just doing it because it's funny. In reality, truth is, I try to get funny and reactions out of it because I actually get sad when someone asks that. Well, wanna know why? The truth is, I really wanted Gen 7, alright? Sun and Moon, in my opinion, are great games, and whenever I had the free time, I would love to play those games. Plus, some of the new ones are really cool and extremely powerful. Vikavolt, Salazzle, Wishy-Washy. I know Wishy-Washy may be weak, but when it goes into its freaking school form, oh my god, it can freaking take out legendaries. But even though I like it a lot and I want to do it, but there's one reason why. There's not enough room. Is it possible to add them in? Yeah, that's like the easiest thing in the world, especially with the tools I have now. But I mean room in the sense of what this guy just asks. PC storage system. Let's do a little math for a second. There are 14 boxes in Emerald, each holding 30 Pokemon. 40 times 30 is 420, so realistically in a box you can hold 420 Pokemon. But you also got the party, which is another 6, and then the 2 in the daycare one, just put 2 in there, so that's another 2, so you can realistically have 428 Pokemon. However, if I were to add 7th gen Pokemon, if I only used the final evolution of Pokemon, not like baby Pokemon like Bulbasaur or Teddiursa, but like only keeping fully evolved Pokemon like Venusaur, Ursaring, including all forms and legendary forms without cheating, including the legendary Pokemon itself, Ash Greninja, that would be about 500 Pokemon. That's about 70 more than allowed in the box storage system. With Gen 7, you can't keep everyone. However, the thing is that the guy asked before, let me see what he said again. Can you increase the boxes in the PC storage system? Well, people always say like that, like, let's just expand the box, it's no big deal, you can expand Pokemon, you can expand items, you can do all this stuff. Here's the thing. That isn't the first time someone's thought of that. That's not the first time I've thought of that. There's a whole entire explanation that I don't feel like reading right now because it's just really complicated for anyone. I mean, for me, it kind of makes sense, but for anyone else, it might confuse them. In short, there's not enough space in the actual ROM to do it. Here's the thing. It hasn't been done yet because of the limitations of the GBA itself. However, it can be possible. I've heard it is possible. But it's not going to be fun. It's very complicated, and the whole storage system would have to be rewritten, and that would probably take months to do. That, and I feel like the Pokemon they have in the game, 721, that's enough, honestly. Not only that, but it was also hard to figure out where to put everyone. As in, wild Pokemon encounters, give Pokemon events, legendary events, give the Pokemon to trainers, level curve. It's just very tedious. So why add almost 100 more to the mix? How can a game actually pull that off? Well, there's one game in particular that I was talking about in my Ruby Renew final. Talking about good ROM hacks. And it's a game that I've been looking into recently. That game is called Pokemon Shiny Gold Sigma, which is a Fire Red hack, and it's a remake of Pokemon Gold. But it has Gen 1 through Gen 7, including Alola forms. I just said, there's not enough space in it. How is that possible to hold that many Pokemon in the game? In the wild, trainers, and all that stuff. It's because that game doesn't have just one reason to work with. It has 3. Johto, Kanto, and the Orange Islands, which possibly could be a good idea to add in Alola forms right there. But I did say kind of. I think so, I'm not too sure. Because boxes are still a problem at all. As in order to complete the dex, and this is actually said by the creator, I don't know if I can find the actual source, but he said this. In order to complete dex, you're going to have to release Pokemon. And that's not what I want to do. I really want to release my level 37 or my level 78 Greninja for a level 5 Weedle. I don't freaking think so. So I'll be straight. I'll be completely honest. The only way Theater Emerald EX or some future remake or improvement of it would have a Gen 7 or any preceding generations would be this. 1. The PC box store system expanded from just 14 to about 30 to 40, which that in itself is pretty difficult to do. A second, maybe third region to accommodate more Pokemon. Third's kind of, a little too much, but it's possible. 3, expanded trainers, meaning the more trainers, because if I don't add trainers, it's going to be kind of boring going to another freaking region with no trainers at all. And that'd be kind of annoying. And 4, this one may be really confusing, is expanded safe flags for trainers and items. What does that mean? The thing is that a flag is I don't know how the best way to describe it. It's basically an event where, let's say, you talk to a trainer, and they give you a lucky egg. And you try and talk to them again and see if you get another lucky egg. You can't. That when you talk to them, you get the lucky egg. Once the event's done, it sets a flag. And if you try it again, it actually checks to see if that flag is done. And since you already got a lucky egg, flag's gone, it goes straight to just skipping it. You don't get the lucky egg, it just tells you redundant text. That's what a flag is. In Emerald, it needs more safe flags, safe areas. Because if you try and expand trainers without worrying about the flags, you're going to break the game. I'm not making a joke or anything. You are literally going to take that game and break it. So there has to be a way for anyone around, I'll try it for the heck of it, to expand safe flags for Emerald, so that way areas and events will work without any sort of corruption. Until all of that happens for Theta Emerald, for Theta Emerald itself, Theta Emerald EX is staying with just 6th Gen. Just understand, it's not because that I don't want to add them. I really want to add Gen 7. I really want to. It's just because the game can't handle it yet. Not until modders and hackers somehow come together and figure something out. But the thing is, it's Poke community. That's never going to freaking happen. And this is going to be the last question of the day. And this question, it brought a lot of emotion. It was very interesting to ask. And that question goes to Gray Julius, asking, ever wanted to be part of the official developers of Pokemon games, or is it just so happened that ROM hacking you love so much, especially for GBA games? If I ever could take part in something with Game Freak or the Pokemon Company, whether it be a creative direction, like a production team, or just playtesting the game itself, that would legitimately be the coolest thing ever. The reason why I got into Pokemon hacking for ROM hacking I just got really bored. I had nothing else to do. And it's more in the summer I really don't really do anything. I try not to do anything because I'm more outside trying to make friends and stuff. But I got into ROM hacking because I just thought it'd be really cool to make a game where you could not have just 3 generations. You can have 5 or 6 of them for the hell of it. But not only that, but this also sort of goes back to when I was a kid. When I was little, my family moved from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way to the northeastern part of the United States. At that age, it kind of sucked, in my opinion. I mean, losing all my friends and moving to an area I was clueless about, it scared the hell out of me, but it was also better suited for, the family for three reasons. One, my dad got a great job. Two, my mom just wanted to get the hell out of there. And three, my relatives all lived in New York, and the drive to get there wasn't that bad. Unless you were in traffic, then you would have the pleasure of listening to the pleasant melodies of road rage and redundant honking. I was scared and sad, and I just was kind of like, I didn't know what to do. I was so scared. I didn't know what the heck they wanted me to do. And so one day, well, at my grandparents' house, I remember seeing a little game called Pokemon Yellow. You see, as a kid, playing games was very limited. I remember when I was a kid, my parents very limited me to how much I can play, which is fun. I mean, now it's kind of like whenever I can play whatever the hell I want, but at that time, it was more geared towards, focusing on school and stuff. So me getting a game out of nowhere, I did not respond to it until I played it. And after playing it for like a good day, I was hooked. It was one of the coolest things ever. And I ended up feeling a lot better about myself, but really good. Receiving Pikachu, capturing Pokemon, getting all 3 starters, fighting the gyms, LA4, where we find the rival, and then battling and capturing the most powerful Pokemon in the world, Mewtwo. It was epic. It was so much fun. Though kids nowadays see the old games and look at the games like they're no big deal. But as a kid, it was everything. Most of my friends I made were because of Pokemon. And the newer games came out and newer gens were added. Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, X, Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun, Moon. Through all those games, I stuck by them. Though most people didn't because of, for a couple of reasons, makes sense. Amount of Pokemon, things are getting crazy. The design of them, some people didn't like them. And it changed the battle system, which made people lose interest. And they left. But I never did. And even though there are some questionable designs, I still like the series a lot. There's such an emotional bond with the games, I just can't describe it. Even today, no matter how I'm feeling, whether sad from a breakup from a girlfriend or just stress in my life, I've always had a Pokemon to fall back on. And you can go ahead and call me a loser, a nerd, a geek, I really don't care. I am who I am. And I love me. I think the best thing that happened recently involved Pokemon is the mobile game Pokemon Go. I remember when I was the first one in the world, I think, to get it. Because I remember that was in my country, because I remember I posted an album of pictures on my Facebook, and I got like dozens of messages of people asking, like, where'd you get the game? It's not even out yet. But I got it somehow, so it's whatever. When the game launched for everyone else, to the people who thought that Pokemon was stupid at the time, they ended up playing the game. Even my friends who made fun of me for playing the games, they ended up being addicted to it. And we would all go out together and catch stuff, battle gyms, hatch our eggs. It was great. And that's what I like about Pokemon, is that it brings people together, make new friends. Heck, I've also heard people falling in love with each other just because of the games. That's why I feel like if I ever participated with the Pokemon Company or Game Freak with creativity, production, playtesting, any of that, of these games, that would be the best thing ever, because I feel like if I added myself to the Pokemon development team or something like that, or some creative idea or something like that, it would also be great knowing that I contributed to someone's friendship. I contributed to someone falling in love with a significant other. It would be the best feeling ever, and it would make me feel great. Because maybe there's maybe there's a kid out there right now who felt the same way when I was a 6-year-old in New York, scared out of my mind, and maybe he's getting not Yellow, but maybe Moon, and he's probably getting the same thing I like, the same way I was addicted to Pokemon. You know what? It's better than, getting addicted to drugs. That's the way I see it. But you know what? That's why Pokemon's one of my favorite games too, and one of the reasons why I love hacking it so much is contributing to a whole group. Because the one thing I don't say this a lot, I don't really say this at all. Thank you to everyone. I mean, I look on my freaking Facebook page, look on my YouTube page, and I see a bunch of comments of people saying like, thank you for making this game. This is awesome. I love it. And it makes me feel really good just knowing that I contributed to society through Pokemon. And if I did that legitimately rather than hacking and like, you know, modding a game and actually making a legit game, that would make me feel even better, to be honest. And you know what? That would be really cool. And that's all I got to say about that. And with that, the Q&A is over. All right, so it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad, no big deal. Got a little bit serious right there, but you know what? Stuff happens. All right, so that's it for this video. Be sure to like the video if you got your answer to your question or you were featured in this video. And also, speaking of like, be sure to like my Facebook too, because that's a great place to catch up on all my stuff, whether it be, you know, updates towards games, updates towards Let's Plays, updates towards reviews. Because like I said, I'm trying to move away from raw hacking. I'm trying to move towards things that I want to do for the hell of it, because why not? Be sure to comment if you know, say, you know, if you want to. Well, actually, I don't want you to ask questions yet. I don't want another Q&A for a little while. Maybe I'll give a little bit of time left. Comment on, you know, if I answered your question or something like that. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for other videos of interesting and intriguing design. I don't know if you find any of this intriguing. I don't know. And be sure to like everything else that's in the description, because I have no clue what's up there. I think Patreon's on there. I wouldn't mind getting this if you support me through Patreon, because that'd be really cool right now. Because right now with my situation, I don't make a lot of money right now, which would be really cool. Someone could get me like, send me like $1,000. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No $1,000. I'm just kidding. But no, if you could support me a little bit, that'd be really cool. All right, because this would be really interesting if I ended up getting a career with YouTube, which is probably not going to happen. But you know what? It might. You don't know. All right, so that's about it for this video. Until next time, my crew, I will see you later.